Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Dave Koken and Ralph Michaels from WagerTalk.com. We're talking Big Ten football. It's kicking off this weekend on Saturday, 12 noon Eastern kick for Saturday's kickoff on Fox. We got Nebraska at Ohio State. Ralph, I'll tell you, this is a 67 total. Looks like Ohio State minus 26 in Columbus. You interested in betting this one?
Well, I break it down. Obviously, we're going to see some big non-home field edges here. Ohio State, no fans, no band. And I think that's going to be the problem for some of these bigger favorites. We've already seen it in the SEC. I think the defense gets revved up by the band and the fans. I look at it and some people say, well, Ohio State only has 10 returning starters. That doesn't matter. When you're Clemson, when you're Ohio State, when you're, Alabama, and you only return 10 starters, it's because those guys are playing in the NFL and you have 5-star recruits behind them. When you look at Ohio State, you lost J.K. Dobbins. Well, you have Trey Sermon, the starter at Oklahoma, now, playing with Master Teague, who had 800 yards for him last year. I break down Adrian Martinez, who went through the summer without being named the starter. Scott Frost in his third year went and, between Martinez and the redshirt freshman, he went back and forth and finally, he said, okay, Martinez is going to take the first snaps, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to play McCaffrey. So, I broke the game down this way. Ohio State, if you look at their first half stats last year, they outscored opponents 262 to 67 in the first half. Those are monster numbers. But when you look at what they did against Maryland as a 40-plus point favorite, and you look what they did against Rutgers as a 50-point favorite, they outscored those two teams 75 to 7. So I am looking at Nebraska in the first half here. I think Ohio State tries to feel themselves. They're gonna give the ball between Teague, between Sermon, I went brain dead on my kid from North Ridgeville, the other running back who's in the mix. And I think they have a feeling out period early. I think Martinez is back from injury. I think not having dual quarterbacks. Although I think Ohio State wins and covers this game, I think the stronger play for me is the first half play, taking Nebraska plus the points.
All right, maybe a little slow start there for the Buckeyes out the gate here, Dave. What are you thinking as the Big Ten kicks off on Saturday?
Well, let's first talk about Nebraska. Martinez has to stay healthy. He had knee issues last season, really throughout the year, and he's a guy who really needs his legs. I mean, he's not what you'd call a pure pocket passer. So you would assume he's going to be in better shape. I do like Maurice Washington. It's not Maurice Washington. He's the guy who got kicked off the team. I can't think of Dedrick Mills. Dedrick Mills is the running back who looked good last year. He's back for another season. They've got Robinson. Looks like a guy who is going to be able to be used in a variety of situations. I like him. I think the offensive line is going to be really good. It's going to be the strongest thing on this football team. Everybody's back from last year, and I think they're going to be strong in that area. The defense looked just awful against the run last season. They've got to improve that, and they're going to see plenty of it here against Ohio State. I think Nebraska's a pretty good football team, but when all's said and done, with the schedule they've got, I don't know that they're going to be any better than 4-4. That's not going to get them any top 30 votes, top 25 votes. Although they probably are one of the top 30 teams in the country. I've got them right in that 30th range. In this game, though, this is the problem. Ohio State, Clemson, and then you put a line, and you probably get Alabama, Georgia, and then you put another line. And everybody else is just way worse. So when I say that Nebraska's borderline top 30, top 25 team, they still don't belong in the same field as Ohio State. And I would think they're going to get run out in this game. I can see Ralph's take. They might be able to hang around early. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I think the number for the full game is about where it's supposed to be. But I'm pretty sure I won't be going against Ohio State in any fashion this year. The Buckeyes, they are my number one team, and I think I can find better spots than trying to beat the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I got Justin Fields taking snaps. Always tough to go against him, Dave. Plus the fact, I mean, last year 48-7 in Lincoln, and Ryan Day, the Ohio State head coach here, he's covered 7 of his last 9 when laying 28 points or fewer. So that qualifies for this game. I'll end it here with maybe a little Ohio State look for the full game, laying less than 4 touchdowns. But Dave Koken, Ralph Michaels, follow him on Twitter at Dave Koken and at Cal Sports LV. And guys, you see it there on the bottom ledger there. Why spend $40 for just one 5% play when you can get a 3-day package for just $49? So check that out at WagerTalk and SportsMemo.com.